Okay.
Okay, go.
Hello, everyone. Hope your night has been going well. I am Rhea Richardson, First Creek's ASB president this year, and I'm so excited to be here just to give you guys a little bit more information about what First Creek is about and what we do here. So, yeah. So kind of talking about just some things that we generally do here at First Creek. We try to do a lot of student engagement as well as faculty engagement, and that happens a lot with our ASB team. We do a lot of those engaging activities. We plan dances several times of the year. With COVID, it's been hard for us to really have our dances put together, but with all the restrictions. But usually we would have a dance for the beginning of the year and kind of winter and end of the year dance. So we'd kind of just have dances around the year in different seasons and so on. ASB runs assemblies, we run fundraisers, which is actually, I have one thing right here. These are our First Creek masks. We just brought this in last year in my 7th grade year. With COVID, we decided why not have something that all students can show their spirit. So we can just wear our First Creek mask, which is really cool that we brought in. So I'd recommend checking that out too. And then our other assemblies, kind of like our Veterans Day assemblies, honoring our First Creek and community veterans, and upcoming soon enough, we'll have our Martin Luther King Jr. assembly as well. So we kind of just run and plan things like that. But we also do plan things like Spirit Weeks, which we're actually in the process of working on right now. But we've also, in the past couple of weeks, we have done a pumpkin decorating contest, and right now we're currently doing a Winterfest, kind of like a door decorating contest. So we're putting together things that students and faculty can both engage in throughout our First Creek campus. So those are some really cool stuff that ASB puts together and that a lot of staff and students participate in. And of course, we have our other clubs, like our after-school clubs that we have, a partnership with our Boys and Girls Club that we have, and we have a partnership with the APCC. So we have a lot of things going on, as well as sports and clubs like Mesa. So there are a lot of after-school clubs, but a lot of in-school engagement that ASB and all of our faculty members try to put together to make First Creek just as fun as it can be, because we know sometimes school can be hard, and we want to focus on some fun things too for students and teachers. So yeah, that was my little speech there, but I hope that gave you a little bit of what we do here at First Creek and what ASB does too. And with that, I will hand it over to our First Creek principal, Mr. Cox.
Thanks, Rhea. Hey, welcome everyone. We really appreciate your time this evening. And what you have just seen is a classic example of what we value the most here at First Creek. And that is our students and our faculty and all the activities we have at our school to offer students and the activities that will bring students into our school and make them feel welcome. Tonight's agenda started out with what we wanted to showcase, our students. Next, we're going to talk about our school culture and our climate. We'll touch on academic programs for you, as well as the partnerships. Partnerships are very important here at First Creek. They're one of the things that makes our school stand out. The number of community partners we have and the availability to those partners each day. We'll talk a little bit about our facilities and tell you where we are and what we have. And then we'll talk about athletics, ending with a chance for you to ask some questions via the chat. So with that, we'll move on, and I'll talk specifically about some housekeeping things. This session is being recorded. You can refer back to it in the future, or other folks can refer back to it as well. We can't see you in the audience, so we are really depending on you to put your questions in the chat. The purpose of these meetings, and these have been held throughout the district, and is for our choice enrollment policy. And our choice enrollment policy is for non-neighborhood students only. Applications are due January 21st, 2022. So basically you have about a month left, and students living outside of the Tacoma Public Schools boundaries have a different process they follow. So this process is really about those of you that live in district but may be considering First Creek as your choice, as we hope you all do. Finally, I want to talk about our specific mission here at First Creek. And the mission is what drives the work we do here and the building. So first and foremost, we're focused on the improvement of instruction. That improvement of instruction goes in everyday sessions in our classes. It has to do with our assessment strategy. It has to do with our grading strategy. We focus on student growth and achievement. So while standardized tests tell one side of the story, they don't tell the whole story of our students. And so we focus on growth each week, each day, and each month, and we celebrate those achievement markers for each student. We're looking for our academic and our social emotional equity. And what I mean by that is we want our students to feel safe and secure here at school, but we also want them to be happy, knowing that the education they're getting here at First Creek is top rate and that all the faculty care about them. And finally, we want to make sure that we are communicating well with you, the community, with you, the students. We want to make sure that the community as a whole knows that First Creek is a very viable and place for them, their students, to go. And also it's an exciting opportunity for their students to move forward the middle years before they reach the high school. And finally, we want to make sure that any resources we align with those core beliefs we just mentioned above. We're going to put our money where our mouth is to make sure student growth and achievement is our #1 goal. And we're going to put our mouth right in the place that it should be, which is saying to everyone, First Creek is a fantastic institution of learning, and you're all welcome to be here. So with that, what I want to do is I wanted you to meet the rest of our administrative team to go over some specifics about our academic programs. So at this point, I will turn it over to one of our assistant principals, Mr. Tim Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Cox. Hello, everybody. Hello, First Creek community. Thank you for joining us tonight. Whether you're live right now or you're watching this on recording, it's really great to be here. So how will we carry out our First Creek mission? So at the beginning of the school year, we as the First Creek staff got together and reviewed our mission. And then we talked about how we can carry this out. So we're going to do it in two ways. We're going to do it by engaging in what we call the Big Three. And we're also going to carry out our mission by leading through our core values. So some people may ask, so what's the big deal about core values? By us leading through our core values, we show what our community, what we are all about as a First Creek staff, and it allows us to make meaningful connections with our students, with our families, and each other. If we all know where we're coming from, if we all stand behind some core beliefs and values, then we all know where we're going to go moving forward. Here are our big three core values here at First Creek: service, education, and excellence. First is service. Little quote here: public education is the foundation of our community and our society. Our organization and instructional practice are based on a service mindset. We here at First Creek, our staff here, we believe that we are in service to you, the community, here on the east side of Tacoma. We're here to support you. We're here to help you and your students achieve success, whether it's academics, social, emotional. We want you to feel welcome here, and we do that with a service mindset. Next is education. We believe that each person within our organization is first an educator. That's all of us. And we talked about this at the beginning of the year. Whether you're a custodian, whether you're a paraeducator, whether you're a teacher, counselor, administrator, we as the adults in this building feel like we always have an opportunity to teach our students. And we also believe that we can learn from our students as well. So we are big in the teaching and learning process. We all see ourselves as educators. And then lastly is excellence. We believe that we are a model of professionalism for all in our district to follow, providing an education to each child and directly supporting those who do is essential work. So we lift each other up here at First Creek as a staff. And when we hit some rough spots, we rally around each other to get through it. We recognize that we are all human beings and that life can be challenging, life can be hard. And so we give each other grace, and we want to pick each other up when we need to. And again, it's all in service to our children and our students. Lastly, tying this all together, we have this kind of bullseye target printed out, and we have it posted throughout the campus. And it looks real busy, and there's a lot of information in here, but this is what we're all about here at First Creek. We believe in learning how to support our students. And on the outside circle, you'll see there are different various pieces of how we support our students. One being our Check and Connect, our advisory program that we have every day. It's a chance for us to hit the pause on teaching curriculum and to check in with our students, whether it's social emotional check-in. And some days we are dedicated to specifically helping students with either math or language arts. We have our online curriculum platform called Schoology. This is the main hub for us to communicate with our students what we want them to be doing, learning and understanding. And this is a great way for kids to access learning outside of the schoolhouse. And the inner light blue circle is called Quality Instruction. We do many things here in the building to help bolster our instructional strategies, our pedagogy as they call it. First off, we believe in standards-based grading and instruction. We want to make sure that all kids understand what their goal and what their target is, what they should be learning every day. That hopefully is going to keep them engaged in the lesson. We ask teachers to engage in what's called PLCs, professional learning communities. That's when they meet with their colleagues to talk about how are things going, what's working, what's not working, what do we need to adjust so that we can provide a quality, top-notch education for our students. We have various other things that we're doing in the building to support our students in terms of instruction. And as you can see, there are other strategies and approaches at the bottom there. Lastly, in the middle, we have what's called to build capacity. We ask our staff to make sure that they are making data-driven decisions, meaning that when they are teaching according to standards, they're also looking at the data from those assessments that they're giving the kids so that they know where each and every child is in their process of learning and in the process of trying to meet mastery of that standard. We just don't want them walking around saying, well, I think the kid knows this or I think they know that. No, we want them to go to the data from the assessment to see where is each kid at specifically so they can create a custom-made learning experience for them. And then in the middle there is our mission again to just ground us. This is where we're at with First Creek. We are very excited to be back in the building after being out for a couple of years. And we're looking forward to finishing this first semester strong and wrapping up second semester coming up pretty soon. Now I'm going to kick it to Mr. Robert Ariel, our other assistant principal.
Good evening, First Creek community. Thank you for taking time out of your evenings to join us so that we can share what to us is a very special place. I have the privilege this evening to share a little bit about student and community life. Excuse me, and we'll start out with athletics. So let's first just identify the purpose for athletics. And the purpose is to engage students, promote school community, develop physical skills, build character, and support academics. Our athletic calendar is built upon 4 sessions, and I'm going to share those with you, but you can also access these sessions on the hub. So the 4 sessions, the first one it starts, of course, in September, and it runs through the end of October. The second session through November and December. The third session, January through part of March, and then the last session, April through the end of the school year. We offer first session boys basketball, girls soccer, baseball, and cross country. The second session is volleyball and boys soccer. A third session, which we'll be approaching soon, is girls basketball, football, and football is open to 7th and 8th graders. It's not open to our 6th graders. And then bowling. Bowling, by the way, is a no-cut sport. It's open to all boys and girls. From the students I've talked to, they have a total blast participating, and so that might be something your student would be interested in as well. And then the fourth session is wrestling. Wrestling is a no-cut sport, and fast pitch and track and field. So those are our sessions, and again, you can go on the Tacoma School District website underneath Student Life, and you can find that calendar there. Most sports are broken down into 3 levels. We have an A team, which is our varsity, and then a B team, which is our junior varsity, and a C team, which is more of an introduction to a particular sport. We, of course, love to see our parents and guardians there. The games themselves are open for you to come and enjoy watching your student participate. Again, we encourage you to do that. I also wanted to note that some students who are not specifically involved in a sport get involved through supporting their teammates, through their fellow students, such as being team managers. That's also an option for students. So that's athletics in brief. We also have a number of community partners here. Our community partners include the Boys and Girls Club, Metro Parks, Rainier Scholars, the Salishan Group, MIP Association, our Asian Pacific Islander Club, Eastside Community Center, we'll talk about that a bit more later, Pathways to Promise, and Family Support Services. These are some of our larger partners, and then we have a number of clubs that are available to students as well. Our partners support our students in a variety of ways. They support them academically through tutoring after school. We also have a couple of college prep groups that prepare students for college, promote college, a college mindset, and help them achieve college skills. Also, in some cases, providing direct access to resources to get into college as well. Also provide cultural support and activities. Another focus simply is community building with students, and then our clubs, and finally our opportunities for socializing and fun. Our community partners provide all of this and more to our students here at First Creek. And then finally, just a brief note on our facilities. Our building here is relatively new. It's about 13 years old. It's a beautiful building. It's a 2-story building. Our grade levels are designated by hallway up and down. So as you enter the building, that would be our 6th grade down hallway, and then you go up the stairs, and 6th grade above. And then the same pattern, 7th grade is in the middle of the building, 7th grade also upstairs, and then 8th grade at the far end, and then 8th grade upstairs as well. We have a beautiful gym facility. We have a full gym plus another half gym. If you ever come and watch your students either participate in basketball or volleyball, you'd have an opportunity to take that in. We have a track and field, and associated with the track and field is our football field. It does have AstroTurf. It's a great opportunity, great facility for our students to play. We have a separate baseball field, and we also have surrounding spaces. The center, the community center, it's new. It's about 3 years old. It closed, of course, last year for the year as a result of COVID. So we've really only had it available to us for a couple years, but it's a fantastic facility. It's available to students after school, and many of our students, when they finish up with their clubs and other activities, head over to the community center as well. And then finally, to the back of our facility is the Swan Creek mountain biking trails. And you will actually find the Swan Creek mountain biking facility listed on the the National Mountain Biking Registry. So again, another one of those fantastic resources we have. Some of our kids take advantage of that. One of our clubs is actually a bicycle club. And so we have a number of students who actually bicycle to school as well. So that's a little bit about student and community life. And I will pass it back over to our principal, Mr. Cox.
So that is fantastic, and we're very happy to showcase the things at our school. Now, we know that there was a number of questions you probably have, and it's impossible to answer everybody's questions in a forum such as this. But one of the things we do want you to know is that the best way to get to know if you want to be at First Creek is to come and see our campus. If you're one of the families who is unsure and you just want to come and get a feel for the campus or have a conversation with myself or one of the students or one of the other assistant principals, I encourage you to please call the school and set up an appointment. I would be glad to show you around the school. I would be glad to showcase the things we have here at First Creek. It is a very special place, the East Side. It is a place my family has lived for over 100 years through 3 generations. And it is really the jewel of our community and the diversity that is arranged throughout our community. Our campus is beautiful. Our setting is beautiful. Our fields are beautiful. Our students are wonderful, and our faculty is wonderful. We invite you to come in, see what we have to offer. First Creek is a hidden gem, and we encourage you all to look at your choices and think of us when you think about your educational opportunities. We know that your child and you as a student are the most important thing in your family's life, and we encourage you to come see what we have to offer for you. And so what I offer now is a chance for you to set up a time to meet with me. Our number here at First Creek is 253-271-2700, and you could just set up a meeting to meet with one of us if you have any further questions. We really appreciate your time this evening. We know you had a bunch of other things you could have been doing, so to sit and listen to us, it really means a lot to us. And for now, we say thank you, and please send any questions our way. Email us, call us. We want to talk to you in person and for you to get to know what First Creek really has to offer. Please have a wonderful evening. Thank you.